We're going to talk about iridology. Iridology is the study of the iris, or the colored part of the eye. It's actually made up of a lot of fibers. It's a muscle. And as you know, when you need to let a lot of light in, your pupil enlarges to let more light in. The pupil is actually a hole that allows shapes and objects and light into the eye so they can perceive it. But the iris itself, this colored part of the eye, is a muscle, and it's made up of thousands of little fibers. And these fibers actually can indicate various health problems that a person has, and also identify if they have a strong constitution, just naturally healthy and strong and vibrant, or if they have a weak constitution and tend to get sick easily and perhaps don't heal as rapidly as the person that has the strong constitution. How can we tell what type of constitution these two different people have? Well, a strong constitution, the fibers are very tight and close together, as you can see in this pupil, versus this pupil, the fibers have actually kind of split apart. It's a pretty eye. A lot of people refer to it as a butterfly eye, but actually it indicates potential for a lot of health problems or constitutional weaknesses when it comes to health problems. If you come down here, you can see in iridology, the iris is broken up into different sections of the body. And these little images that are drawn, these little graphics show that this part of the iris, for example, is relating to the brain. This part down here, for example, is relating to the kidney. So if we go back up here to this iris that tends to be weaker, and we see this big hole in the fibers, and it's right where the kidney indicator is, this would mean that this person has potentially weak kidneys. And then we can go around the whole eye and see why is this brown dot there? What does that relate to? We come down here and we see, oh, it relates to the lungs. Maybe this person has allergies. Maybe this person's a smoker. It helps us to ask questions of the client and ask them, do you tend to get sinus problems? Do you have a hard time breathing? Do you have allergies in the summertime? Because your iris shows that you are tending to have weakness in your lungs or your respiratory system. So we learn what this little chart points us to, like the center of the iris here has to do with the digestive tract, the stomach, the intestines, the small and the large intestines, and we see issues in that area here. This, because it's dark here, it means it's sluggish. Over here, this person does actually have also some intestinal problems. Even though they have the tight fibers, they have this raised little white line, which means there's some inflammation in this person's intestinal tract. And this person is also very acidic, because instead of having a rich blue eye, their eye is very white, which would indicate acidic problems. So when you go down here, it shows some examples of constitutional types and what you can look for in these various irises and what it might mean. So on the next class, we're going to talk about what these different splits mean and what they're called. They're called lacunas, and there's a variety of them, and they all indicate something different. So stay tuned for our next class.